traditionally the focus of sociology was usually considered to be these macro phenomenon, as we saw in the intro video. So things like understanding entire states, understanding populations, understanding cities, just as you said. And there's always been a thread within sociology that's been interested in micro components, so the ways in which people interact, the ways in which people understand each other. Goffman opened up a new terrain for us, where as sociology was becoming more and more interested in these macro phenomenon, it seemed like things like interaction and conversation analysis should be the domain perhaps of psychology, that had to do with the mind, something that was going on inside of people's heads. And what Goffman opened up for sociology once again was this possibility of analyzing interpersonal interactions, people with people, as a sociological phenomenon. So we see then that, yes, of course, there can be a psychological component to the way in which people interact with each other, but that the only way we have access to somebody else's psychology, mind, sense of self is through a kind of self-presentation, the way in which you hold yourself, what body movements that you make, what way of dressing and using your props, all the physical objects around you, and that those that can be considered a social phenomenon. It's social because it has to do with others. It has to do with the way you're understood, and it has to do with the ways in which we have sets of conventions that we can communicate to each other, things about ourselves.